Welcome to Agent Amigos Talk. Today, USS Abraham Lincoln, a floating city of power and diplomacy. This is USS Abraham Lincoln. Sit back, this is going to be worth your time. Welcome, everyone, to a journey aboard one of the most formidable machines ever built by human hands. Today, we're talking about the USS Abraham Lincoln, a name that resonates with power, history, and the indomitable spirit of the United States Navy. But this isn't just a ship, it's a floating city, a symbol of American might, and a diplomatic tool that speaks louder than words. As we dive into the story of this incredible vessel, we'll explore its engineering marvels, its daily life, its missions, and the people who bring it to life. So, fasten your seatbelts, because we're about to embark on a voyage across the world's oceans, through the lens of this nuclear-powered giant. By the end of this talk, you'll understand why the USS Abraham Lincoln is more than just a carrier, it's a testament to human ingenuity and a key player in global affairs. Let's set sail. The USS Abraham Lincoln is part of the Nimitz class of aircraft carriers, a class that has been the backbone of the U.S. Navy's carrier strike group since the 1970s. But what makes this class so special? For starters, it's massive. The Lincoln stretches over 1,092 feet in length, that's longer than 3 football fields laid end to end. Its flight deck covers about 4.5 acres, giving it the space to launch and recover dozens of aircraft simultaneously. But size isn't everything, it's what's inside that counts. The ship is powered by 2 nuclear reactors, which allow it to sail for over 20 years without refueling. That's a remarkable feat of engineering, enabling the carrier to stay at sea for months at a time, projecting power anywhere on the globe. The Nimitz class was designed with survivability in mind, with armored hulls and redundant systems, ensuring that even if hit, the ship can continue its mission. When you step on the flight deck, you're standing on a piece of history that ha. Now, let's talk about life on board this floating city. The USS Abraham Lincoln carries a crew of approximately 5,000 sailors and airmen, plus an air wing of about 2,500 personnel. That's a population larger than many small towns. To sustain this many people, the ship has its own facilities, a hospital with operating rooms, a post office, a chapel, a library, and even a gym. There's a galley that serves over 18,000 meals a day, using tons of food supplies stored in massive freezers and dry storage. The crew works 12-hour shifts, often in demanding conditions, but they also have downtime to relax, watch movies, or call home via satellite. The ship has a daily routine that revolves around flight operations, maintenance, and training. But it's not just about work, the crew builds a sense of community, celebrating holidays, holding talent shows, and even having a TV studio that broadcasts shipboard news. Living in such close quarters for months on end requires discipline and camaraderie, BU. The true power of the Lincoln lies in its air wing. The carrier can carry up to 90 aircraft, including F divided by a -18E divided by F Super Hornets, EA-18G Growlers for electronic warfare, E-2C Hawkeyes for early warning, and MH-60R/S Seahawk helicopters for anti-submarine and search and rescue missions. These aircraft are launched via steam catapults, which accelerate them from 0 to 150 knots in just 2 seconds, and recovered using arresting cables that snag the tailhook. It's a ballet of precision and danger, with every launch and recovery requiring split-second timing. The air wing extends the ship's reach hundreds of miles, allowing it to strike targets deep inland or provide air support to ground troops. During combat operations, the carrier can generate sorties around the clock, projecting overwhelming force. But the air wing isn't just for war, it also conducts surveillance, reconnaissance, and humanitarian aid deliveries. The aircraft are maintained by a dedicated crew of mechanics who work aero. At the heart of the Lincoln's endurance is its nuclear propulsion system. 2 of 4W nuclear reactors, each generating over 100 megawatts, heat water to produce steam that drives 4 main turbine shafts, giving the ship a top speed of over 30 knots. The reactors are so efficient that the ship can operate for over 20 years without refueling. But nuclear power brings its own challenges. The reactor requires a highly trained crew of nuclear engineers, who monitor every aspect of the reaction, ensuring safety at all times. There are multiple redundant safety systems, and the reactor compartment is heavily shielded to protect the crew from radiation. The use of nuclear power also means the ship can stay at sea for extended periods, limited only by food and supplies, not fuel. This gives the Navy strategic flexibility, as the carrier can be deployed anywhere in the world without relying on refueling stations. The nuclear program is one of the most rigorous in the military, with personnel under. Of course, a ship of this magnitude needs to defend itself. The Lincoln is armed with a variety of self-defense systems, including the Rolling Airframe Missile, RAM, launchers, Sea Sparrow missiles, and Phalanx Close-in Weapon System, CIWS, for last-ditch defense against incoming threats. It also has electronic warfare systems to jam enemy radar and communications. But the primary defense is its air wing, which can establish air superiority and intercept threats before they get close. The ship also operates with an entire strike group, including cruisers, destroyers, and submarines, forming a protective bubble around the carrier. These escort ships are equipped with advanced radar and missile systems, creating a layered defense that's nearly impenetrable. The Lincoln itself is designed with survivability in mind, with armor plating and damage control systems that can handle fires, flooding, and battle damage. The crew is trained in damage control, ready to fight fires or patch holes at. But behind all the technology, it's the people who make the USS Abraham Lincoln truly special. The crew is made up of young men and women, many just out of high school, who have chosen to serve their country in a demanding environment. They come from all walks of life, representing every state and many cultures. Some are career sailors, others are on their first deployment. They work long hours in often harsh conditions, from the engine rooms where temperatures can exceed 100 degrees, to the flight deck where the roar of jets is deafening. Yet they maintain a sense of pride and professionalism that's inspiring. The ship's motto, Non Sufficit Orbem, which means the world does not suffice, reflects their ambition and dedication. The crew forms a tight-knit community, supporting each other through the challenges of deployment, including homesickness and the stress of operations. They celebrate each other's birthdays, hold religious services, and mourn together when a shipmate is lost. As we move forward, let's look at the command and control center, the bridge. This is where the captain and the command team navigate the ship, oversee flight operations, and make critical decisions. It's a high-tech nerve center, filled with screens, radar displays, and communication systems that connect the ship to the entire world. The captain, often a senior naval officer with decades of experience, is ultimately responsible for the ship and its crew. Below the bridge, there are combat information centers where officers track threats and coordinate with the strike group. The ship also has a flag bridge, where an admiral can command an entire carrier strike group. The coordination required to run a ship of this size is immense, with every department, navigation, engineering, operations, and air, working in sync. The bridge is also where the ship's history is made, as it's from here that orders are given that can alter the course of international events. It's a place of immense response. Let's now turn to the global deployments of the USS Abraham Lincoln. Since its commissioning in 1989, the ship has been deployed to every corner of the globe, from the Persian Gulf to the Western Pacific. One of its most notable deployments was in 2003, when it participated in Operation Iraqi Freedom, launching airstrikes against Iraqi forces. More recently, it has been involved in operations in Afghanistan and Syria, as well as exercises with allied navies. The presence of a carrier strike group sends a powerful message to adversaries and reassures allies. It's a form of gunboat diplomacy, but in the modern era, it's also about building partnerships and maintaining freedom of navigation. The Lincoln's deployments are carefully planned, often lasting 6 months or more, and involve a complex logistics chain to keep the ship supplied. The crew gets to visit foreign ports, experiencing different cultures and building goodwill. These deployments are a testament to the United States globa. However, the USS Abraham Lincoln is not only about military might, it also plays a crucial role in humanitarian missions. In 2010, the ship was deployed to Haiti after the devastating earthquake, providing medical assistance, fresh water, and helicopter support for relief efforts. Its air wing flew countless sorties to deliver supplies to remote areas. Similarly, in 2004, the Lincoln responded to the Indian Ocean tsunami, offering aid to affected countries. These missions showcase a different side of the carrier, one that's about saving lives rather than taking them. The ship's hospital and medical staff are capable of treating hundreds of patients, and its aircraft can survey damage and deliver supplies. The crew often volunteers for community projects during port visits, building schools, or cleaning up beaches. This humanitarian role is a vital part of the Navy's mission, demonstrating that military power can be used for good. It also helps to build trust and cooperation with other N. Of course, life at sea is not without its challenges. The Lincoln operates in some of the most unforgiving environments on Earth, from the icy waters of the North Atlantic to the heat of the Persian Gulf. Storms can batter the ship, causing it to pitch and roll, making flight operations dangerous. The crew must be prepared for any emergency, from fires to medical crises to enemy attack. There's also the psychological toll of being away from family for months, with limited communication. The Navy has programs to support mental health, but it's still tough. The ship's routine is demanding, with little privacy and constant noise. Yet, the crew finds ways to cope, relying on each other for support. The challenges also include the constant need for maintenance and repairs, as the ship operates around the clock. The engineering department works tirelessly to keep the propulsion and electrical systems running, often in cramped and hot spaces. Despite these hardships, the crew takes pride in training is the key to readiness, and the Lincoln is always in a state of preparation. Before deployment, the crew undergoes extensive training exercises, simulating combat scenarios, flight operations, and damage control. The ship participates in joint exercises with other branches of the military and allied nations, such as the Rim of the Pacific, RIMPAC, exercise, which brings together navies from around the world. These exercises test the crew's ability to operate in a multi-threat environment, honing their skills. The Air Wing conducts regular sorties, practicing air-to-air combat, ground strikes, and search and rescue missions. The crew also trains in cybersecurity, as modern warfare includes digital threats. The Navy's ethos of continuous improvement means that even when not deployed, the ship is constantly drilling and evaluating its performance. This readiness is what allows the Lincoln to respond to crises on short notice, as it did in 2020 when it was deployed to deter Putin. Looking to the future, the USS Abraham Lincoln and its Nimitz-class counterparts are being gradually replaced by the new Gerald R. Ford-class carriers. These next-generation ships feature advanced technologies, such as electromagnetic aircraft launch systems, EMALS, which are more efficient and require less maintenance than steam catapults. They also have improved automation, allowing for a smaller crew, and enhanced power generation capacity. However, the Lincoln is still a vital part of the fleet, and it has undergone several refits and upgrades over its service life to keep it relevant. The Navy is investing in unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, that can be launched from carriers, extending their reach even further. There are also discussions about the future of carrier strike groups, with some questioning their vulnerability to advanced missiles. But for now, the carrier remains the centerpiece of American naval power, and the Lincoln will continue to serve for many years to come. In conclusion, the USS Abraham Lincoln is more than just a ship, it's a floating symbol of American strength, resilience, and compassion. From its nuclear-powered heart to the dedicated sailors who call it home, every aspect of this vessel is a testament to human achievement. It has played a crucial role in conflicts, provided aid in times of disaster, and stood as a guardian of the seas. The Lincoln embodies the values of the United States Navy: honor, courage, and commitment. As we've explored today, its story is one of engineering marvels, human endurance, and global impact. Whether it's projecting power or delivering hope, the Lincoln has proven time and again that it is up to the task. As we look to the future, we can only imagine what new challenges and triumphs await this iconic ship. But one thing is certain, the USS Abraham Lincoln will continue to sail the world's oceans, a reminder of what we can achieve when we combine technology with the indomitable spirit of those who sail. Audience Q&A, your questions answered. Continuing the same Agent Amigos talk about USS Abraham Lincoln. Audience Q&A, your questions answered, here is the deeper story. Think about what we have covered so far. Now, extending the discussion, every major point in this talk connects to how USS Abraham Lincoln shapes the way we see the world. The examples are everywhere once you start looking. Experts and everyday people alike are talking about this right now, and the conversation is only getting bigger. Here are 3 more angles worth considering in detail. First, the history: how did we get here? Second, the present: what is happening right now that most people miss? Third, the future: where is this heading, and what should you do about it? Let's take each one in turn and go deeper than the headlines. That is what makes this topic so compelling. It is not just information, it is a shift in perspective. And when you finish this talk, you will see USS Abraham Lincoln differently. Deep dive: key concepts explained. Continuing the same Agent Amigos talk about USS Abraham Lincoln. Deep dive: key concepts explained, here is the deeper story. Think about what we have covered so far. Now, extending the discussion, every major point in this talk connects to how USS Abraham Lincoln shapes the way we see the world. The examples are everywhere once you start looking. Experts and everyday people alike are talking about this right now, and the conversation is only getting bigger. Here are 3 more angles worth considering in detail. First, the history, how did we get here? Second, the present, what is happening right now that most people miss? Third, the future, where is this heading, and what should you do about it? Let's take each one in turn and go deeper than the headlines. That is what makes this topic so compelling. It is not just information, it is a shift in perspective. And when you finish this talk, you will see USS Abraham Lincoln differently, guarantee. Thank you for watching Agent Amigos. If this talk sparked something in you, hit like, subscribe to Agent Amigos, and share it with one person who needs to hear it. Knowledge is better when it is shared. See you at the next talk.